wish I had that magic crystal ball to know, but it seems like everything is really shifting towards AI, and we'll just have to see what happens with that and how what impact it has. Is Google going to switch over to from search to AI results, which they're kind of doing, but are people happy with that? How are they going to run ads on the AI? It's going to be interesting to see what happens if people are just going to stop using Google and just go into ChatGPT or something like that. But for now, people are still using Google for the most part, but a lot of people are shifting away from Google to social media.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Social Hotelier podcast with me, Sam-Erik. As a hotel owner, are you struggling to make enough online traffic that could convert to leads and eventually to sales? And what do you think is the reason for that? Well, we hope to get some answers for you and to understand what are some common mistakes being done. And I'm very pleased to welcome my guest today, who is Brandon Leibovitz. And he runs and operates a company called CEO Optimizer, or Search Engine Optimizer, which is a digital marketing company that focuses on helping small and medium-sized businesses to get more online traffic, which in turn converts into clients, sales, leads, and etc. So welcome, Brandon, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on.
So let's get started first. I think for our audience to get some background, can you tell me about your professional experience and why you founded the CEO Optimizer?
My name is Brandon Leibowitz, and I fell into this digital marketing world after I graduated from school, got my degree in business marketing, and the first job I got was helping a company out with their digital marketing back in 2007, which I didn't really know much about digital marketing, and they said, "Don't worry, we don't know much either, and we're going to learn with you, take you to the classes and workshops and seminars," and decided to give it a shot. And after working there for a few months, just realized everyone's probably going to have a website in the future, and there's lots of different ways to get traffic, such as Google Ads, social media, email marketing, SEO. But I kind of went more towards the SEO because it's free traffic, and I thought, who doesn't want free traffic? And over the years, I worked at different advertising agencies as the director of SEO, and before work and after work and on my lunch breaks, I'd work on my own company, and eventually built that up to where I was able to quit my job and focus solely on this, and been doing that ever since, just helping people tap into that free traffic from Google.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, considering that the Google's been around for since 1998, and then Facebook has been new to Meta for about 20 years, and you started in 2007. So I mean, you have a long history. You have seen how it evolved. I also tried my hands on this, and of course, there are. I'm sure you have a lot of anecdotes that I have. With how we tried to to you, use Facebook to drive more traffic and delegate it to uh, one of the staff who were very active on Facebook, and we thought that she could do the job for us, but we didn't give her training because we didn't know much better, and obviously it didn't really work out. But that's about a past. But for our listeners, digital marketing is a vital part of hospitality now, and we've been in the past we were used to having everything printed on paper with catalogs of tour operators who had featured our hotel, uh, printing brochures, and we sent. Well, a long time ago, it was telexes and then telefaxes and then to emails. But now it's so much digitalized that you hardly see any paper anymore. But Brandon, what would be interesting from your experience, perhaps you can dive a little bit more into the key parts to ensure digital marketing efforts work seamlessly, because there's a struggle there because there's so many moving pieces that you have to pay attention. So, what should a small hotel owner pay attention to? Let's maybe start with a search engine optimization. Could you speak about the benefits and how it works?
SEO is a way to tap into free traffic. So when you're searching on Google, there's ads at the top. Those are all paid ads. Right below the ads are the organic, the free listings, and there's 10 spots on that first page of Google. And what SEO is all about is trying to get your website in those 10 spots. But it's not just websites that appear. There's images. So we want to optimize any image on your website, because if you could get your website and an image to show up on Google, that doubles your chance of somebody finding you. If you're a local business, which if you have a hotel, then you have a physical location, then you could get up on Google Business Profile, Google Maps, and take up more free real estate. If you have any videos, we'd want to optimize those videos, because videos also show up in the Google search results. And it's really just trying to take up as much free real estate as possible. That way, when somebody is searching for your keywords, that you pop up, your website appears, but also trying to get your map, the images and videos appear, trying to take up as much free real estate as possible. That way you could tap into that free traffic and start capturing people that are searching. Because if someone is searching for keywords related to your business, they're more than likely actively looking. They're showing that they have intent at that moment. So they're looking and they probably want to use your services. So if you could capture them while they're searching, that's going to get them to hopefully want to learn more about your services, book a room at your hotel, or whatever it is that you're trying to promote on the website.
Yeah. The challenge is also that how do I know how many keywords how do I find the right keywords? I mean, there's obviously some. I probably could come up with 10 keywords about what I do, but maybe there's more. What is the secret about those keywords? Finding using the right keywords for your particular hotel and your destination.
Well, finding keywords is one of the most important starting points, because you have to figure out what keywords people actually search for, not just put what you think people search for. But there's tools that will show you how many people search for a keyword every single month. So you could think that, all right, people are going to search for hotels near me. And then you could see how many people actually search for that keyword. But then you'll also get ideas of other variations like singulars or plural or synonyms of that. So you could see, do more people search for hotels near me or hotel singular? Because each one's going to get a different amount of searches. Like one of my clients, they're a lawyer and they want to rank for personal injury lawyer. And we did the keyword research to figure out which gets more searches: personal injury lawyers, plural, or personal injury lawyer, singular. And I think personal injury lawyers, plural, got about 10,000 searches, but personal injury lawyers, or singular personal injury lawyer, the singular version, got 10 times more searches. So by changing one letter and making it from the plural to the singular, they're going to get 10 times more traffic. But without doing the keyword research, they would not know that, because you're just guessing and you're not going to always guess right. So using tools like the Google Keyword Planner, it's a free tool. It'll show you how many people actually search for that keyword every single month, and it's free and it's from Google. And I would really recommend that as a good starting point for keyword research.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a very good tip. So when it comes to the second part, of course, is the content marketing. How do you then plan your content marketing that you're getting also the visibility on Google, for instance, and so on? Just sort of some of your thoughts on that. And should you embed how much of these keywords are important you embed into your content, for instance?
So you want to create good quality content, but the content should really kind of focus on one set of keywords. So the more pages you have, the more keywords you could target, because each page can only really target about like 3 to 5 words. After that, it loses relevancy. So you want to focus on one core set of keywords for each page. And the more pages you have, the more keywords you could target. And when you're writing the content for each page, what you do is you search in Google for your keyword that page is about, and then open up all the websites on that first page of Google. Skip over the ads, but open up all the organic, the SEO listings, and average out how much text everyone's writing. If everyone is writing 1,000 words, you probably need to write 1,100 words. If everyone's writing 50 words, you probably only need to write 100 words. So you want to do a little bit more than your competition. And that's a good way to figure out how much content to write for each page. But the more pages you have, the more keywords you're going to be able to open yourself up to. And you want to create as many pages as possible. The more pages you have, the better off you're going to be. Don't just limit yourself to a couple pages, because then you're limiting how many keywords you could target. You really want to break out your website and get it as granular as possible. Break it out with different cities that you service, possibly the different amenities that your hotel has, all those should have different pages, because if someone is searching for swimming pool hotel and you have a page about that on your website, that makes you really relevant. Rather than just mentioning it once or twice on the homepage, having a page about that keyword really makes it targeted. That way, if someone is searching for that, you would capture that traffic and rank for that keyword.
Oh, that's terrific tips. I mean, really, uh, I really realize that by just following this particular tip that you just gave, it's going to help a lot of the independent hotels, because the most common thing is that you just uh, glance over that, yeah, we do have a swimming pool, and then that's where it's left. And then actually there are people who are going on holiday. I mean, for them it's a very important aspect. Is it the beach, or is it the pool, or is it the gym facility, or is it the sauna, which is important? So you need to kind of focus in those things. Yeah, that's a great tip. And in terms of changing the content on your website, how relevant is it to keep it really active, that you do as much as change as possible, as regularly as possible? Or is it okay to that you make your fundamentals right, and then you see what's going to happen?
I mean, it's good to change it up. Google wants to see that your content's updated. Like if you wrote a blog post 20 years ago, you might want to update it a little bit. But in terms of like service pages or amenities, like the swimming pool page, if you create a page about that swimming pool and showcase the swimming pool, you probably don't have to update it that much, because unless you update the swimming pool and change the facilities, or you realize like the keywords change. So like I started doing digital marketing back in 2007, and it was called internet marketing. So all my keywords are internet marketing on my website. Now it's digital marketing, so I've gone in and updated those keywords. But in general, you don't really need to make too many changes, but it is good to go every once in a while and just update that content, make sure it's up to date, it's relevant, and Google likes to see that fresh content. So it is helpful. That's why blogging became popular. Is it's a easy way to update your website without having to go in and make changes to the product or service pages.
And then the relevancy of having for instance, if you have a regular blog post on your website, how relevant it is to have pictures or video? Is any of them more important than others, or what are your thoughts on
No,
that?
it's good to have images and videos and anything to keep the user engaged. That way they read more. But in terms of Google, they're not really going to dock you down if you don't have a video and your competition does. But it is a better user experience if you do have videos, and it will enhance SEO a little bit, because now Google sees that you have text there, you have images, and you have videos, all hopefully about that specific keyword, and that just makes you more relevant.
Yeah. So the key really is that you try to keep the viewer longer on your page. Actually, so that's what is the longer you can keep them there, the better it is.
Yep. The longer you keep someone on your website, the better the user experience is to Google, and Google thinks that you are relevant. So if somebody searches for your keywords, they go to your website and then they hit that back button, that tells Google maybe you aren't the best result. But if somebody searches on Google, goes to your website and stays there for a few minutes, that tells Google you probably at least answered some of their questions and you helped out. So how long people stay on your website helps out for SEO.
Great. Uh, Social media marketing has been going on for maybe I would say for quite a long time, and I started to pay extra attention to that around 10 years ago. And the reason I did that was that I start to see retail brands eventually start to stop focusing. Actually, they start focus on their advertising campaigns start to be online, whether it was Instagram or Facebook or any other of those platforms. And basically, they said that we are reducing our in our marketing budget printed advertising, but we are going to put all our money into the digital advertising. That holds true actually then for the hotels also, isn't it? Is that that's the evolution, if you will, on how the social media marketing has evolved?
Social media started off as social networking, where it was Facebook or MySpace, and people just try to connect with other friends and family members, and then people realized that they could start marketing their business there, and now it's become social media, which a lot of people focus on the media side, which is posting content, but not a lot of people are social on social media, and that's really how you grow your accounts organically. Is you got to be social and engage with other people and build those relationships, because that's really what social media is all about. If you're just posting content all day, it might work, but it's going to be a little bit tougher versus if you actually be active on there and engage, like other people's content, message people, build those relationships, comment, and that's going to be the better use of social.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to give a shout out to a friend of mine. I've been reading his book. His name is Ted Rubin. He wrote about the return on relationship, and he really talks about this: how to uh, develop your relationship and be active there. You're not trying to sell anything, but actually just creating that relationship, and that converts to bigger and better things. So it's just also for the viewers, if you are like to learn a little bit more, that is a book I recommend that you buy somewhere on Amazon and so on. So Return on Relationship by Ted Rubin.
Yeah, you want to be organic. You don't want to
Yeah,
promote yourself. If you start promoting yourself, it loses authenticity. Nobody wants to go on a Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or even read your own blog and just see like why you're the best. Nobody cares about that. They want to know what you can do. How can you help me? People are ultimately selfish and want to know like what's the value, what are the benefits that you're going to be able to offer. So offering value and then leading people in to learn more about you, that's going to be the best way. If you're just promoting yourself and your product and your services, nobody wants to read that or hear about that, especially on social media. So take a step back and think, if you're going on Facebook looking at a hotel's page, what would you want to see? Do you want to see all the awards and stuff like that? I mean, it's good, but you'd rather like see like what amenities do you have? What are the benefits? Are you near a metro or freeway, or do you have easy transportation? Are you open 24/7? Do you have concierge, or what is it that's gonna? Do you have free breakfast? Stuff like that. That's what people want to see.
yeah, that's so true. Yeah, there's the view looking at it that you don't look at from your own perception who you are, but you look at the perspective of the other person, what they care about, and that's actually what you were saying, that how to solve the problem they have or what they really require. Yeah, that's a very good song point. Uh, Pay per click PPC advertising. Can you talk about that? I'm sure there will be something that I'd like to learn about. How does it work, and is it worthwhile to spend all your hard-earned money on getting pay-per-clicks on places like Google?
Yeah, so those are all paid ads, and ads work well if done properly. So a lot of people just throw ads up on Facebook or Instagram, which are okay, but there's no real intent behind those ads. Like if someone's searching for a hotel and you throw ads up on Facebook, how do you know they're actively looking for a hotel? It's a little tough. Like, people are interested because you target based off interests, which people put like, I'm interested in vacation or holiday or travel, which a lot of people are, but that doesn't mean they are looking for a hotel at that moment. Whereas somebody searches on Google, they're actively looking, they have that buyer intent. So Google is going to be a little bit more expensive with the paid ads, but you get that intent, that buyer intent, which is going to get you more conversions. And there's lots of different ads that Google has, but the most common one is the search ads. You're searching on Google. There's ads at the top and the bottom of Google. Those are all pay per click. Anytime you click on those ads, those companies are paying Google for each click. And it could be a couple cents per click. It could be a couple dollars for one click. It could be $100 just for one visitor. It gets quite expensive, but that's where you got to make sure you're making more than you're putting in. And that's really the key to those Google ads. But it's all about testing and seeing what works, pushing more money into that, pulling money away from what's not working. Like maybe males 30 to 35, they're clicking and they're calling you. Let's push more money into that. Maybe males 40 to 45, they're clicking, but they're not contacting you. Cut them out. So it's all about testing and then optimizing and then scaling up from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good. And then the next thing is that how you are trying to convert, getting leads and so on, is the email marketing. What are some ways that just to give some practical tips how to get started with the email marketing and getting the leads and so on. Uh, but what would you advise me if I am the hotel owner and I have the intention I'd like to keep in touch with the people that I have emails for their emails and then send them some information. But how do I get those emails first of all?
But don't buy them and try to get them organically, which means offering something of value. So if someone comes to your website, then you have a little pop up and you could say, like, if you're a hotel owner, you could say, like, get 10% off your first night stay or something like that. And easy enough, get their email address. If you're selling products, it's always easy. But if you're a service based business, it's a little bit tougher. Like, I do SEO, so I give away like a free ebook, or I have classes that I do that I give away for free. So it's all about just trying to offering something that's going to incentivize people to want to give their email. If you just ask for it, nobody's going to give you their email. But if you offer something of value, you can always think of value. Value based added is going to really get people to offer up their email, and then you can start emailing them. But again, don't promote yourself. I mean, you could subtly promote yourself, but you want to make it more value based. So offering value about the city, about the hotel, about the nightlife, about amenities, things like that. That's probably what people would rather hear about versus you saying, like, why we're the best, why you should come stay with us. That loses that credibility and loses that authenticity and just becomes like a paid ad to somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could see that if there's a town, a location I want to visit with my wife for on holiday, if somebody will offer that, well, here are some top tips what to see in this place. Just sign up for this, and I will send you the information and so on. I mean, this would be a way rather than that. Give me your email and I'll send it to you, or other way before I even commit. So you give something first before you can get their email address.
Yep, you always got to give something for that email address. People hold on to that as sacred, and they're not going to just give it out to anybody. So you got to really offer some value to be able to get those email addresses.
Yeah. A lot of this information requires analytics and data analytics. How do you go about that, and how do you find where can you find all this information that you know that how many people has visited from where and particularly relating to, for instance, Google?
There's lots of tools to track. Google Analytics is a free tool from Google. So, and yeah, I would recommend using that versus some other third party tools. You could pay for analytics, but Google Analytics is pretty sufficient and will help out a lot. And then there's Google Search Console, which is another free tool from Google. So Google Analytics shows you everything you want to know about your traffic, where it came from, all your website traffic. Google Search Console will show you everything you want to know about your SEO traffic. So it'll show you what keywords you rank for, if there's any errors on your website, if it loads slowly, if it doesn't look good on mobile. You'll find all that out on Google Search Console. So both are really good tools to use. Both are free and they're from Google, and there's going to give you a lot of data insights, a lot of data points. And I'd say just play around with it. Don't click on everything. You're not going to break anything. A lot of people get overwhelmed with analytics, but just play around with it, click on it, and you're just going to learn so much about your traffic. That way you can make statistically informed decisions rather than just guessing at what your traffic's doing. The data is there for you to tap into and really be able to figure out what's working, what's not working. Like maybe you see that 80% of your traffic goes to this one page on your website, but you're wondering, why is nobody contacting me? And then you realize that the people that go to that page, 90% of the people that go to that page leave immediately. But you wouldn't know that without analytics. So now you can see, oh, top page is getting so much traffic, but 90% of the people that come to this page leave. What's going on? Does it load slowly? Does it not look good on mobile? Maybe the formatting's weird. Maybe I have too much information, or I should pull or maybe make less information on that page. But you're not going to be able to know that without having analytics and tools like that to really tap into your audience and figure out really what's going on behind the scenes.
Very good. That's a very good tip. Okay, the next would be the conversion rate optimization. What is that all about? CRO.
So when people get to your website, that's just half the battle. And how do you get somebody to call you or email you or buy your product or whatever that conversion goal is? So conversion rate optimization is making sure that your website's optimized to capture those leads, making sure it looks good. It's easy to navigate through. You have a value proposition at the top of each page, like what's in it for me, like what are the benefits. Maybe you have a couple bullet points on the top of the page or a video, something easy for people to read. If you just have like a big block of text, probably not the best, not a good user experience. It's going to be too much, especially nowadays with the attention span so short and mobile. Nobody wants to read long blocks of text. So breaking it up, making it easy to read through, having that call to action up there. That way people could quickly do what you want them to do, whether it's calling you or emailing you or filling out a form or whatever it is. But just the easier you make it for the user, the more likely you're going to get those conversions.
Oh, fantastic. That's very, very good advice. Yeah, we tend to get sometimes too excited about putting a lot of too much information. We don't realize that maybe the attention span, we need to make it easy for them, for our potential customers before they decide they will stay with us. That's good suggestion. Then CRM is very important, the customer relationship management. How does that relate to that you have your website and any thoughts on that? Could you speak a little bit about what are some practical tips that independent hotels should be paying attention to?
CRM will just help you maintain your customers and help you just stay more organized. So it's always good to have some sort of CRM, whatever platform you want to use out there, but it just keeps your business more organized and structured and helps your sales team follow up with potential leads. And it's just going to make it much more organized and streamlined your business.
Yeah, yeah. So we covered a number of things. We covered search engine optimization, content marketing, social media marketing, pay-per-click, email marketing, analytics and data analysis, conversion rate optimization, customer relationship management. So, how do you think these will evolve? What are you seeing that how will they evolve in the future? Are there something that you already see that are has been already in place for a long time, and now there's another thing that's coming around the corner we should be aware of?
Yeah, I wish I had that magic crystal ball to know, but it seems like everything is really shifting towards AI, and we'll just have to see what happens with that and how what impact it has. Is Google going to switch over to from search to AI results, which they're kind of doing, but are people happy with that? How are they going to run ads on the AI? It's going to be interesting to see what happens if people are just going to stop using Google and just go into ChatGPT or something like that. But for now, people are still using Google for the most part, but a lot of people are shifting away from Google to social media, to AI, to search for them. So we'll have to see how that's going to impact Google search and if Google's going to still exist or what they're going to do, rebrand, they're going to have to change. And how do you incorporate ads into AI? Because Google's whole model is based off ads, and if they're not making money off paid ads, they're losing over half their, or probably 80% of the revenue. So they don't want to do that. They want to hold on to that cash cow and keep it going, milking it as much as possible because they're making tens of millions of dollars every single day off paid ads. When I worked at an advertising agency, one of our clients is spending $1 million a day on Google ads, and they were a medium-sized advertiser. They weren't even a large advertiser to Google. So Google wants to hold on to those paid ads as much as they can to keep that money coming in.
Yeah, I mean I mean, if you really think about the availability of ChatGPT and all the other AI tools, it's quite recent. It's only a couple of years old, and but it's changing and it's evolving so quickly. So I think it's also important that to keep an eye on this. And I'm used to using ChatGPT and all this Copy.ai and all these AI tools for a number of things that I'm working on. So it helps me with my writing, particularly, which is very, very helpful. And I can see that that some hotels are using the ChatGPT to write the advertising campaigns and also any blogs for them. But I think it's important to read very carefully what the ChatGPT writes, because it writes with confidence. It's not always true.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the biggest thing is don't just copy it verbatim. Maybe in like 5 years you can, but right now you got to double and triple check everything because it's not accurate. It's getting much, much better, but it's still not there yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, just a question: how do you set up a Google or Facebook ads? I mean, just the process. What are you? What is your recommendation? Recommendation?
Set up all the ads. So with Google, you can run search ads, you can run banner ads, you can run discovery ads. We'll show you on discovery products. You can do YouTube ads because Google owns YouTube and you get 30 seconds free ad space on YouTube. So I test them all out, see what works, push more money into that, pull money away from what's not working. So initially you got to throw everything against the wall to see what works because you're not going to know until you test it. Once you test it, then you can say, all right, this is not working. Let me cut it out. Or maybe it's not working because I didn't write the ad properly or I didn't record a good video. So you might want to tweak some of that stuff, the targeting, the keywords. But really it's all about just testing and then optimizing from that. If you just start an ad and leave it, you're going to be losing money. You have to constantly be going in there and seeing what's working, push money into that, pull money away from what's not working. That way you're not wasting money on clicks that are not converting.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Very good. So, as many of our listeners know, we love technology here in Social Hotelier. The only way to keep up with the new demands of travelers is to keep up with the latest and the greatest. And I think what I noticed particularly during the pandemic, we had the COVID. You start to see more and more hotels having self check-ins, digital concierges, and keyless entries because people really didn't want to didn't want to physically meet someone, but they want to just book a hotel room and then get as effortless as possible to the room. So I'm just curious to get your view on automation in hotels because traditionally this is like a industry that is more of like has to do with human contacts. Do you see something that what's happening in the future from what you have noticed that is automation in hotels good or not, or good or partly good, or what is your opinion?
I think everything's going to be automated in the future. If you go to restaurants, there's robots nowadays that give you food, take your order. So I feel like everything eventually will be automated. Unfortunately, less human contact and more robots doing the work for us, which might be good and bad. People are going to lose their jobs, but it's going to open up new jobs or give us our time back. That way, people don't have to work all day long. But we'll have to see how that all works out if they give out like universal basic income. But if the robots take everyone's job, what are people going to do? So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the future because that is really taking over and it's a way to cut costs and businesses want to cut costs any way possible. I don't think they're really doing it for COVID. They're doing it more to save money. They're just saying it's for that, but it's really to save money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have to agree with you there. I mean, I can see that there are certain hotels that all the stuff that's happening for the when you pre-book and everything before you reach the hotel is pretty much automated. But uh, hopefully, we'll see a friendly face when you arrive at the hotel that gives you that warmth and special feeling that you yeah, that you mean to them something more than a booking. So, and I think it's the key is to find at what point in that customer journey you have the real human contact. So it's not only robotic. I stayed in I was in Korea, South Korea, not too long ago, and I wanted to see a hotel that is a self-service hotel. And basically, when you walk into the lobby, they have a replica of a dinosaurus. Uh, but 3 meters high. And when you walk into the lobby, it starts to make a lot of noise. And I was starting to look around. Well, how do you? Who is there to at the reception area? There was no one. We just have like a screen. So you just punch in the details, and once you give the code, then it opens a door for you to get into the elevator, and then the friendly dinosaurs moved his tail, and then you were ready to move into your hotel room. So it was kind of a playing with this kind of fantasy in a kind of a small hotel.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how
Yeah.
they're doing that.
So
But yeah, I feel like more and more are going to keep trying to do that to cut those costs and help their bottom line out so they could stay profitable, especially when prices, inflation, everything's going up. It's tough. So businesses are doing whatever they can to save money across the board.
Sure, sure. So, Brandon, a lot of value you have given today. So, but I have two more questions for you before we wrap up. One of the questions I'd like to ask all my guests, besides what we have talked about, what are other trends do you see happening in the digital marketing that the hoteliers should take note of?
I think we covered the biggest one, which is AI is the biggest trend. That's the one that you can't steer away from. It's just dominating, and that is just going to keep growing and growing. And we'll have to keep staying on top of what it can do. The possibilities kind of seem endless. That they could do a lot more than just write content, but they could code, build websites, build apps. They could be chat bots. They could respond back to people. They could answer your phones and answer people's questions that they might have about your hotel. So AI could do a lot of powerful things that could unfortunately take a lot of humans out of the equation and replace them with just an AI bot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the way many people see it. So that's very, very, very good points. So, lastly, if people are interested to find out more about what you do, how can they do so? Where can they find you on either email or LinkedIn or
I
websites?
created a special gift for everybody. And if you go to my website at seooptimizers.com, that's SEOoptimizers.com/gift. You can find that gift there along with my contact information and a bunch of classes I've done over the years. I've thrown up for free so you can see step by step how to do a lot of stuff that we talked about. And also, if you want a free website analysis, I am happy to check out your website from an SEO point of view, and you can book some time on my calendar for free there as well.
Terrific. I have to say that you're the first guest who's offering a free gift here at the end of the show. I think that's something that our guests in the future have to pay attention to. Well done, Brandon. So, Brandon, thank you very much for your insight today, and I appreciate that you have joined this episode. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you in the future again about what's next in the how can we overcome the AI challenges if there is a way, but you are clearly you have your finger on the pulse on what's going on in the industry. So, but thanks again for your insight in today's episode.
Thank you for having me on today.
Thanks for joining us this week on The Social Hotelier Show. Make sure to visit our website, The Social Hotelier Show, blueberry.net, where you can subscribe to the show in Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play, or via RSS, so you never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we appreciate a rating in Apple Podcast. Or if you simply tell a friend about the show, that will help us out too. Be sure to tune in for our next episode.